Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. It's nice to be back. So, we alternate for those of you who are new. We alternate every week. It's centered around the word qi, which has different meaning in Chinese. This week, we focus on the meaning of qi as in air, as in breathing. So, towards the end, we're going to be doing some floor exercise that basically essentially is a yoga practice. Most of us know of yoga as what you do when you wear leotards, but that's not the case. In North Indian, traditionally they're practiced in different ways, and we call that the eight limbs or the eight branches of yoga, one of which is called pranayama, the practice of breathing with your stomach. So we'll be doing that, and then we're now going to start with the joint exercise first. Joint exercise is very important for that practice because in some way it becomes Tai Chi, and in Tai Chi we focus on all the joints. And imagine that back in the days when we were on all four, the wrist would be similar to the ankle, the elbow would be like the knee, and the shoulder would be like the hip. Okay, so we need to kind of loosen all that up first. And so let's just focus on the body, bringing our mind back to the body, starting at the lower back, and very slowly move up to the top of the head, through the spine. Stretch the spine one joint at a time. Stretch it as hard as you can. And then lean back the upper torso and then relax. Now, your weight of your upper body is on your spine, not on your back muscle. And then I want you to open the shoulder and then relax the shoulder. I want you to focus on the forehead. Lean back the forehead so that the ears on top of the shoulder, the weight of the head is on top of the spine. And then I want you to focus on the chin and just kind of tuck in the chin so the top of the head is on top of the spine facing the sky. We're going to be doing joint exercise starting at the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. So we're going to focus on the center of a palm. We're going to bring up the hands with our mind slowly, gently, mindfully. Bring it all the way up to the shoulder level. We're going to focus on the wrist. We're going to turn the wrist one turn at a time. Each turn has a beginning and an end, and I want you to focus on the change in the wrist. See if there's any heat, sweat, pain, numbness, tightness, any kind of feeling. I want you to focus one turn at a time, starting from the beginning to the end. And when you finish, let it go. Go back to the beginning, one turn at a time. Now, many of you know that my father had died, almost 2.5 years now. I've kind of lost track. He died of dementia. So I'm particularly sensitive to the cause and the prevention of dementia. My mom always said, "Oh, I hope it doesn't happen to me," because it can happen. It doesn't always happen to one person, it could happen to both people. And so I'm particularly sensitive to any study that related to dementia. And recently I read two reports, and it's about dementia and how to reduce the chance of dementia. Now I want you to turn it the other way, one turn at a time. The first report has to do with meditation. Turns out that meditation really helps reduce the chance of having dementia. That's a study. And within that study, they also talk about something very interesting. They talk about body scanning. Turns out that if you learn to scan your body, it also enhances the functionality of your brain and reduce chance of having dementia. So that's what we're doing here, except that we don't use those words. Scanning your body. Focus on your body, scanning your wrists, examine the change in your wrists. Now we're going to lower the hand. I want you to focus on the center of your palm first and then bring it back down. Once again, stretch that spine, open the shoulder, lean back, completely relax. Focus on the center of your palm again, bring back. the hand to the shoulder level. I want you to focus on the elbow. Scan only the elbow. Focus on the turn on the elbow, one turn at a time. Examine any changes in your body, scanning your body, one turn at a time. And then the other way. You will notice that the exercise that we do here, for the most part, are very gentle, are very, very gentle. And to the extent that we have any kind of energetic exercise, we always balance it with restorative exercise. Now, I want you to lower your hand. I want you to stretch your spine again, open the shoulder, lean back, and relax. We're going from the wrist. I want you to scan your body. We're going from the wrist, focus on the wrist. Go into elbow, focus on the elbow. And now to the shoulder. Focus on the shoulder. And I want you to bring your hands up, crossing your hand. Follow the center of your palm. Bring it in front of you. Bring it on top of your head. And then I want you to stretch as hard as you can, pointing the fingers to the ceiling. And then I want you to bring it down, but bring it down with the palm facing side. Some pressure on the wrist and the elbow and the shoulder. And I want you to scan the shoulder, examine the change in your shoulder, bring it back up. Stretch, open, pointing to the center of your palm outside. Feel the change in your shoulder. Bring it back up. In front of you, on top of you. Don't leave the center of your palm, okay? Focus on the center of your palm. Open your hands, open that shoulder. Feel the change in your shoulder. Back again, starting from 0. Stretch. Point it to the outside. Open the shoulder. Feel the pain in your shoulder. Let go of that feeling. Come back to the center of your palm. In front of you, on top of you. Stretch. Pointing the center of your palm outside. We're going to do it one more time. So follow the center of your palm. Bring it up in front of you, on top of you. And then stretch as hard as you can. Point the center of your palm towards outside, open the shoulder, and then come back, completely relax. We're going to do the other way. Open first, stretch, come down, follow the center of your palm. Okay, that's the true meaning of yoga, is the mind-body togetherness. Come back, open the shoulder, stretch, bring it back down, open the shoulder, stretch, and then bring it back down. Now we're going to do front and back, okay? We're going to do front and back. Once again, stretch the spine, open the shoulder, lean back the upper torso, completely relax. Focus on the center of your palm. Bring the hands up, following the center of your palm. In front of you, follow the center of your palm on top of you. And then now open as far as you can, and then feel the pain. Let go of that pain. Focus on the center of your palm. Let go of the pain. Okay, don't let that pain become suffering. The pain is gone. What's left is just an imprint on your mind. Let it go. Open the shoulder. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center of your palm. Don't follow the pain. Follow. Open as hard as you can. Feel that pain. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center of your palm. Bring it back up as far back as you can. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center of your palm. One more time. Bring it up. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. And then back to the body. And now we're going to do back to front. All the way back. Bring it back up. Stretch. Bring it back down. All the way back. Stretch. Bring it back down. All the way back. Stretch. And then bring it back down. All the way back. Stretch. And then bring it back down. Okay, so I mentioned the importance of meditation to reduce our chance of having dementia. That's a study. But most of us think of meditation as what we do when we sit still. That's only one posture. Human beings are capable of four postures. Sitting is one, standing, lying down, walking, which includes exercise, is the fourth one. Three of that is static, one of that is dynamic. So meditation can be done in motion or in static state. So when we do exercise, that's meditation in motion. That's when we focus our mind on the body. When we sit, stand, lying down, that's when we focus on the breath. Okay, so we're going to come back from the dynamic to the static. I want you to come back to the body once again, focus on the lower back, walk up the spine, scan that spine, walk up one step at a time, stretch the spine towards the ceiling, stretch it as hard as you can. And then I want you to lean back up the torso, relax, open the shoulder, relax. And now I want you to focus on your breathing, starting with something very simple. I call it knowing. I know I'm breathing in. I can feel my in breath either on my nostril or on my stomach. I know I'm breathing out. I can feel my out breath, one breath at a time. Okay, so I mentioned two reports. One has to do with meditations and body scanning. The other one is surprisingly has to do with how you sleep. And it turns out that the study shows that those who sleeps with the lights on have a better chance of developing dementia. I happen to know that. My father sleeps with the light on because he see images at night. He's scared, and so he turns his light on. He sleeps. Now, how is that possible? How can that be? And so I mentioned the exercise that we do here is the balance between energetic and restorative because we want to maintain that balance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, the fight or flight and the rest and digest. Health is not just about relax. Okay, so I mentioned that there's something called ASML. Right? ASML stands for autonomous. Autonomous is the two nerve system. Autonomous, okay. Sensory, meridian, and then the last one is ASMR response. I misspoke. So it's that particular technique, listening to music, seeing people flipping pages of the book or doing things repetitively. It does a very good job of bringing you back into the rest and digest. That's a good practice. However, that by itself doesn't unleash the self-healing power of your body. In order to unleash the self-healing power, you have to understand how the body reduces inflammation by itself. It does that by releasing steroid, something that we call cortisol, something that you can buy from the Walgreens or whatever, and put it on your skin when you have a rash, right? Because cortisol or steroid in this case is there to reduce inflammation. When you have any kind of inflammation, it's like that, right? Preparation H, very well known, cortisol. But the body is full of that. The body actually knows how to reduce inflammation. When you're under stress, when you're running from a tiger, running from a lion, or running after a rabbit or whatever, the body puts out stress hormone. That's when you are in fight or flight, in the sympathetic. However, you need to give it equal time so that you can restore the sensitivity to the story. To the extent that the modern people now are suffering from all kinds of lifestyle diseases because we're stuck on the the rest and digest, the fight or flight. So we need to bring it back. But it's not just about bringing it back. It's really creating the balance because you need the stress hormone to reduce inflammation and you need to kind of restore sensitivity. All right. So what we do here is basically that. It's basically that we restoring the balance, restoring the harmony, restoring the elasticity, and that's why we have energetic exercise, and then we also have restorative exercise. So the next three is going to be on that. It's going to be more starting with energetic, and then end up with restorative. First one, we're going to focus on the spine once again, stretch, open, and then lean back and relax. This is called the double blade. Left hand in front, right hand stretch forward. Now, at the same time, we're going to learn how to separate the left brain from the right brain. So we're not going to move the left hand. Left hand stationary. Focus on the right hand. Focus on the center of your palm. And then just bring it around very gently. Now we're scanning our body, okay? So we're focusing on the center of your palm. We're going to bring it as far back as we can. We're going to feel that pain and then let go of the pain. Come back to the center of your palm. Now, the purpose of mindfulness meditation is really just that. It's really learned how to focus your mind onto any object. Mostly it's the body when you move. It's the breath um, when you're sitting still, and by anchoring your mind on either your body and your breath, okay, then the purpose of that is reduce what is called suffering. Right? Pain is okay, but don't suffer. So now we're going to focus on the left hand. We're going to bring it around. We're going to feel that pain. We're going to accept that pain, and we're going to let go of the pain by focusing on the center of your palm again. Let go of the pain. Sit up straight, right hand, bring it around as far back as you can. Feel that pain, accept that pain, let go of the pain. Sit up straight, left hand, feel the pain, accept that pain, let go of the pain. Sit up straight, right hand, feel the pain, accept the pain, let go of the pain. Left hand around, feel the pain, accept that pain, let go of the pain. Two more times. Sit up straight, right hand, feel the pain, accept that pain, let go of the pain. One last time. Left hand, feel the pain, accept the pain, and then let go of the pain. And now we're going to focus on the breath. That was energetic, and now we're going to spend some time on the restorative by focusing on the breath, starting with knowing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. One breath at a time. Okay, so those of you um, know me for a while know that I was once upon a time a university professor, and then after that I became an entrepreneur, started my own business using technologies that I developed while I was a professor. But in any case, we talked the other day. I was talking to my friends who were visiting me, and we talked about universities. And I said, well, universities is a very interesting place. There's actually two places in one. You have the people who come here for the bachelor degree, that's a 4 year education. And then they might go and get a master's degree, which could be a year and a half, or it could even be 2 years. But that's one system where we basically educate people based on what's written in the book. Then you enter into graduate school. That's a completely different animal. That's when we actually do independent research, right? Discover things that doesn't exist. There is no book. We are the one that write the book. And so I said, for me, people come in for the education. It's just a job, right? It's just a job. It's a teaching gig. But then the research is something else. And often I have to kind of look for students who has what it takes to do independent research. In other words, I'm looking for people who is capable of independent thinking. That's very rare. It's very rare in university. It's very rare in society. Particularly these days, we are bombarded with manipulation. Every 4 years, we have a presidential elections, and we turn on the TV. It's just full of manipulations. They want to manipulate you into thinking this way or into thinking that way. Okay, you become just a consumer, and they just kind of manipulate you. No different than the way they try to convince you to buy one cereal versus the other. And that's actually the source of suffering, mental suffering, is that you become a victim because they're manipulating you to this, right? Sometimes it's righteousness, right? Oh, these guys are good, these guys are bad. If you're not with me, you're with the enemy, like that. And in the spiritual practice, we have to be aware of the manipulation. It could just be from your friend. Your friend comes to you, haven't seen you in a long time, and all of a sudden, all the negativity comes out. These are toxic friends. That's what they like to do. And if you want to, congratulations, Matt. Good luck. Oh, Rebecca, sorry, Rebecca is defending her PhD dissertation next week. That's very good, very nice. I like that. Tell you a little joke. I used to be a professor, so it takes five professors to actually examine a dissertation, and one is your advisor, two others is within the department, and then the two others is from outside the department. Now you realize that we're like the warlords, like all the professors are like warlords. We have our own little silo, and some every once in a while we have to kind of interact with people from a different silo, and so we don't see each other that often, not really. And so after the student presented the dissertation, we asked the student to leave, and then we're talking among each other, and all of a sudden we're talking about things totally unrelated to the subject matter. And I was the young guy. I'm fully aware what's happening because the student just stepped out, and we're on the fifth floor, and they just keep talking. And I said, wait. They've completely forgotten the students out there, like going like this. And I said, now, any minute now, he's going to jump off the fifth floor because he thinks that he failed. Anyway, those were the days, huh? Okay, all right. So back to suffering. All right. So the key to be joyful, be happy, is not to subject yourself to these kind of manipulations. And the only way you could do that is to really accept that feeling that you get when you first bombard with this information, all right? And you need to really accept it, feel it, accept it, and then you have to ask yourself, well, what do I want to do with that? I'm just gonna let it go. It's not for me. That anger, that hate, that jealousy, I don't want to become that. That I don't want that. And then just have to let go. And that is why we did just what we did. We start with just the body, and we work ourselves into a better habit of understanding the difference between pain and suffering. And just that right now we're focusing on the bodily pain. And then hopefully we learn how to deal with the mental pain as well, the mental anguish. Feel it, accept it, and then just let it go. Don't let it become you. Okay? It's very important. All right. So now we finish one energetic exercise. We're going to do the other, and then we're going to start to do meditations and do more of the restorative work. All right. The second one is called throwing the shoulder, throwing the fist. Okay. So Matt said, college teacher knowledge, life teaches wisdom. Lots of older educated fools out there, unfortunately. Um, so education is like religion. Um, we make a distinction between religion and spiritual practice. We make a distinction between knowledge and wisdom. And basically it comes down to whether something is organized or not. Okay, so when a spiritual practice becomes organized and there's an intermediary that you have to listen to, it becomes the overlaw. I would call that a religion. Until you get there, it's just a spiritual practice. Same thing with knowledge and wisdom. um, the university setting is a very formalized place. It's the cathedral of knowledge, and there's intermediate as well, and so that is very formal. And people don't always have to go there, but on the other hand, it does a lot of good because it turns out to be a place where young people get to meet other young people. All right. But there's one problem. There is one problem with education until you get to independent research. There's one problem. It starts with kindergarten all the way to basically master degree. And that is when you're giving the exam, you're presented with a question. Those who do well in school, they know this one thing. They know that for every question, there is an answer. And for every question, not only there is an answer, there is a unique answer. That's how it works in formalized education setting. Put it in our shoes. How is it possible that I can examine you by giving you a question that have no answer? It's not possible. How is it possible that I can give you a question where there's two answers? Not possible. So people are educated until they're like middle of 20s in that system. Then what happens? They go and get a job. Not only is there not necessary answer to questions in lives, there's not even a unique answer. That's what I see. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Let's start. Come back to the exercise. Stretch your spine. Open the shoulder. Lean back and relax. Focus on the left hand. Make a fist. Get ready. One. Open your fingers. Scan the body. Feel the vibration coming back to the shoulder. Two. Come back. Three. Four. Up. Up. Down. Down. One more time. Up. Up. Down. Down. Two hands. Focus on both centers of the palms. Get ready. One. Open those fingers. Feel the vibration coming back to the shoulder. Two. Three. Four. And five. Okay. Now we're down to the last exercise of the three. And this one is very restorative. This one really puts you in the rest and digest by energizing the vagus nerve, what's called the wanding nerve, which is an important part of the parasympathetic system. It actually starts at the top of the head. Okay, so we're going to learn to kind of give ourselves a massage, kind of um, um, work on the skins, the skin top of the head. And so we're going to do that by first stretch the spine, lean back, open shoulder, relax. Then we're going to take our fingers, going to work on use the tip of the fingers, not the fingernails. We're going to put four on the forehead, one on top of the ear, and we're going to use the fingertip to just massage. And I want you to feel it, right? It's not just that you want to just stroke your hair, but I actually want you to feel it. Feel the tingling on your top of the head, starting at the forehead, go up to the big brain that is responsible for all your cognitive functions, to the back of the head, responsible for your memory, and then the lower part of your head, responsible for all the motor functions, and then down to the neck. One more time. And then now I want you to put all the fingers on top of the ear. Once again, scratch, and then just kind of massage. Feel that tingling. All right. Okay, now I want you to stretch your spine again, open that shoulder, relax. I want you to take your hand, put the thumb in front of your shoulder. You see the dimple there, right? That's an energy point. And then I want you to roll up all four fingers very gently. I want you to close your eye. You don't actually have to see me unless you're here for the first time. I want you to think of this exercise in four parts. First one is when you lift up the elbow, lift up the shoulder, stretch your upper torso towards the ceiling as hard as you can until your shoulder reaches your ear, kind of thing. And then the second one is when you point your elbow back, you open your shoulder, you open as far as you can, as if you're squeezing a tennis ball in the back. The third is when you lower your elbow, you relax, you completely relax. The fourth, the last one, is when you point the elbow forward and you're looking down, you're bending your back, you're bending your neck. And from here, I want you to raise your elbow, stretch your upper torso towards the ceiling, and you're now looking straight ahead. And then you lift it up as far as you can, and then you open the shoulder. Now you're looking at the ceiling of 45 degrees, all the way back. And then as you lower your elbow, you're looking straight ahead until you're actually looking at the floor here. As you lift up your elbow, I want you to close your mouth but breathe in with your nose very gently from 1 to 2. And then I want you to lower your elbow, and then I want you to breathe out from 3 to 4. Okay, you ready? Breathe in, stretch, breathe out, relax, breathe in, breathe out, relax, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One, two more times, okay? Point your elbow forward, bring it up, breathe in, bring it all the way back. And then as you point your elbow down, breathe out until you're looking at the floor. One last time, breathe in and breathe out. And then lower your hand, relax. Okay, now we're going to do some meditation. This time we're actually going to be doing the sitting meditation using a technique that's more than 1,000 year old, sometimes called the microcosmic orbit. Microcosmic orbit is a astrology term, or astrological term in ancient Chinese that describes how the moon circles around the earth. Macro cosmic orbit is when the earth circles around the sun. The Chinese knew that thousands and thousands of years old before Galileo, that we circle around the sun, not the other way. And I want you to start with examining your body, scanning your body. Focus on your legs. If you sit on the chair, focus on the center of your palm. If you sit like I do, scan your body. Scan the knee, the thigh, the calf. And then if you need to, you can put some blankets and pillows so not using any leg muscles. Then comes the second part of the body. There's 7 total. I want you to scan your shoulders, scan your elbows, scan your fingers, and just relax your arms. Rest your fingers on the knee, on the thigh, on the calf, anywhere. Just don't lift it up. Then comes to the third part, which is the most important part, is your spine. I want you to focus on the lower part of your spine. I want you to scan your body, your back. Move up your spine one joint at a time. Stretch towards the ceiling. Scan that body, scan the spine all the way top to the top of the head. Stretch it as hard as you can. And then I want you to lean back. But before you lean back, I want you to focus on the back. And as you lean back, you feel a burst of energy because you're relieving the stress on your back muscle, putting all your weight all the way up the torso on your spine. Then I want you to open the shoulder, but before you open the shoulder, I want you to focus on the shoulder. Open the shoulder and then relax the shoulder. Now I want you to focus on the forehead. Bring back the forehead so the ears on top of the shoulder. You should also experience some slight relief of stress because you're not using the neck muscle anymore. You're putting the weight of your head on top of the spine. We call that one pillar supporting the sky. Then I want you to focus on your chin, and I want you to kind of tuck in your chin a little bit. So you're looking at the floor. Top of the head is on top of the spine. And then finally, we get to the eyelid. Think of the eyelid as the window shade. Lower the window shade, but don't shut it. Just relax the eyelid. So you can actually see a little bit of light coming through your eyelashes. And finally, I want you to relax your jaw. Take the tip of the tongue, put the tip of the tongue behind the teeth, rest it where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth, close your mouth. And then in front, which is between the bottom of your nose and the upper part of your lip, is the energy point from the middle of being. This is where the yang energy meets with the yin energy. Yang means the sun, yin means the absence of the sun. And so we're doing two things. We're turning off the salivary gland, which can only happen when you're in rest and digest. But we're also completing the electrical circuit by leaving the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Okay, now we're going to focus on a breath, and we're going to meditate and learn how to um, exercise our chi. And I'll explain the definition of chi one step at a time. But at first, we're just going to focus on our belly button. And I want you to just feel your breathing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. And as soon as you know that you're breathing in, I want you to focus on your belly button and bring that belly button forward. As soon as you know that you're breathing out, I want you to bring that belly button backward. And so by doing that, when you breathe in, you're opening your stomach, lowering your diaphragm, increasing your lung capacity. And when you breathe out, you bring back the belly button, you're collapsing the stomach, you're pushing up the diaphragm, you're clearing your lung of any residual toxin. So we're going to sit like this for just 3 minutes. This is called mindful of your body to uh, practice your chi. Okay, something like that. I wrote it down, but I forgot now. It has to do with just the body to the chi. And I'll explain what it means by chi in a minute. Just focus on your belly button. When you breathe in, open the stomach, bring the belly button forward. When you breathe out, bring the belly button back, collapse the stomach. All right? 3 minutes. Now, in this case, we're doing many things at once. We are using the diaphragm to improve our breathing both in and out. In is when we take in oxygen to energize this body. Out is when we relieve of all the toxins so that we can restore the body. We do that with the diaphragm. So, in fact, we are doing both energetic and restorative at the same time by just doing abdominal breathing. But another thing that happens is that as you move the diaphragm, you're also massaging your internals, which is also very good, right? You're actually improving your digestions, and but it also does something else. It actually massage your intestines. Intestines is very long. Its length is about 6 times our height. That's how long it is. It has a lot of surface areas, and it's piezoelectric. So we're actually, in fact, generating some static electricities in our stomach right now, and that's one definition of chi. Our next step is about circulating those electrons through our spine to the top of the head and then bring it back down through the tongue. Okay, so let's do that first and I'll explain a little bit more. So I'm going to let go of my belly button. I'm just going to sit here and feel my breathing. As I feel my in breath, I actually notice that my stomach opens on its own. As I feel my out breath, I also can sense that my stomach is collapsing on its own. So leave that alone. It's going to do that on your own. You don't actually have to help it anymore. But now I'm going to focus on the lower part of my spine. And as I breathe in, I want to move up mentally, up the spine towards the top of the head, stretch the spine towards the ceiling. When I get to the top of the head, I start to breathe out. I start at the top of the head. I come down in the front from the forehead to the bridge of my nose, to the tip of my tongue, all the way back down to the belly button. And as I do that, I lean back up the torso and I relax. When I breathe in, I start at the bottom of my spine. I stretch towards the ceiling. As I breathe out, I come back from the front, back to the belly button, and I lean back and relax. It's just that simple. Let's sit for 3 minutes. Okay. Now, what we're doing here is really bringing the essence of our kidney and distribute it through the body. So the Chinese believe that each organ, each yin organ, whether it's the kidney or the heart or the lung or the splint or the liver, they each have its own essence. This is what your mother gave you when you're inside her womb. And the essence of the kidney has to do with the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland puts out stress hormone. And by bringing it up, bringing the electricities up your spine, you're basically distributing the stress hormone throughout your body because all nerves connects to the spine. And so by bringing the chi up to the top of the head, you're releasing the stress hormone, you're reducing inflammation throughout your body. And then when you bring it back down, you lean back, you relax, you enter into the rest and digest mode, the parasympathetic mode. And that's where you restore the sensitivity to the cortisol or the steroid or the stress hormone. It is that balance that you are in your back. That's the yi sun, the 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 the, the, the yang, and then when you're in front, it's a yin. It's restoring that balance, unleashing the self-healing power in your body. This is a 1,000-year-old Chinese longevity technique. Okay, so you need to practice this on your own. If you're interested, you should spend at least half an hour a day just to practice that. But this is also a spiritual practice, and in the end, it talks about emancipation of your mind. It talks about awakening of your mind. It's a long way to that. So we're going to have a little stepping stone, and that stepping stone we call the wandering dragon chasing the pearl. It's a refinement of the second practice. And in this case, you would, after a while, you would notice that as you go up the spine, it's not, you're not really making it happen. There's actually an energy that rises on your spine and you're just following it. It's very magical. And so we call that the dragon chasing the pearl. The pearl is the chi that rises on your spine, and the dragon is you. You are the dragon. You're just walking up the spine chasing the pearl. But it's important to understand that it's a wandering dragon, it's a free dragon. So I want you to think about this as you rise up the spine, chasing the pearl. The pearl gets to the top of the head. The dragon should not be constrained to your head. Think about a cloud on top of the head, and the dragon is taking this opportunity to return to its ancestor home. And then when you breathe out, the dragon comes back out. Follow the front of your body back to your belly button. And the lower part of the stomach, the Chinese call that the Dan Tian, the field of fire. So I want you to think about your belly button and the lower stomach as the dragon's cave. When the dragon comes back, I just want you to relax, let it rest in the cave for as long as it wants. And then only when the body starts to breathe out again, breathe in again, you rise from the spine to the top of the head. And then after a while, you feel that your stomach is very warm, as if there's a fire in that cave. And then you will find that the top of the head is very cool because it's so close to the cloud. Okay, let's sit for 3 minutes. Just relax. Let the dragon be free. Don't try to beat it into submission. Just let it rise. And then when you breathe out, let it come back down. And then let it rest. Make sure you stretch your spine as you go up. And make sure you lean back and relax as you come down. Okay, open your eyes. All right, so that's meditation using um, this thousand year old Chinese technique. Um, to be honest, it has evolved over the thousands of years, and it's actually very related to the yoga practice. Okay, because the way the Chinese practice longevity has changed from what's called external dan to internal dan. Dan means fire. So external dan is basically alchemy. You swallow heavy metal to improve your circulation. And then when Bodhidharma came and taught the Chinese how to do deep meditation, and deep meditation is in the North Indian language is called jhana, and then it became chana, and then it became chan, and then it became zen, right? And so the technique completely changes now called internal dan. The fire that we talk about is internal to the body, not something you consume. Okay, all right. So we're going to do more, and now we come back to the energetic, and then we start to do the breathing practice, pranayama. All right. Now, when we do stretching, this is what we're going to do next is stretching. We're not stretching muscle, we're not stretching tendon. We're really stretching what's called the meridians. And these are a separate system of communications. It's now the modern scientists they start to hone in on this, and they start to understand it from a standpoint of cell to cell communication. And so it turns out that there is a separate system of communication in the body that the Chinese and the Indians understood it as energy, as qi, right? The Indians understand it as nadi, and the Chinese think of it as qi. And all that has to do with another way of thinking about it is something called fascia, myofascia, except that fascia has to do with just the muscle, the connected tissue between muscle. Whereas the Chinese think of it in a cellular level, all the way down to the organ. But in any case, all that comes back to the diaphragm. The diaphragm is the most important connected tissue of all. All right. So we're going to start doing stretching on these meridians, but starting the at the diaphragm by doing deep breathing. Okay. All right. So we're going to do 3 deep breaths. So stretch, lean back, relax, lock of fingers, put that under the belly button, focus on the center of your palm, and we're going to breathe from here to here. Okay. And then lift up your body as you do that. Okay. Get ready. Breathe in. Turn your hand, follow the hand, breathe out. Stretch your elbow, look straight ahead, open the fingers, and then climb as hard as you can as if you're climbing on top of the mountain, stretching the elbow using your shoulder. And then back, breathe in, breathe out. So looking straight ahead, lock your elbow, climb the mountain, and then back one last time. Relax, breathe in, breathe out. Looking straight ahead, climb the mountain, and then back, locking the fingers, palm facing up, palm facing down, bring the hands down, lock your elbow, looking straight ahead, bringing your palms in front, on top, locking the elbow, and then lean back slightly, forming a straight line between your spine, the top of the head, and the center of your palm, and then you push as hard as you can. Then you lean back, you come back to the middle and you push, and then the entire upper torso lean to the left, hold it, come back to the middle, and you push, and then lean to the right, hold it, come back to the middle, and you push, and then one last time to the left, come back to the middle, push to the right, come back to the middle, and then lower your hand and then relax. Now open your shoulder again, stretch your spine, lean back, relax. Take your right hand, put the palm on the left shoulder, lean back. So you're putting pressure on your right shoulder. You take your left hand, you grab the right elbow, you sit up straight, and you stretch to the left. And then you come back, sit up straight, and then you stretch to the right. Come back, relax, focus on your breathing, examine your breath, see if you're huffing and puffing. And so just observe your breathing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. And by observing your breathing, you slow down your breathing and you're slowing down your mind. And once again, stretch open, lean back, relax. Left palm facing up, wrist at 90 degree. Oops, sorry. The other way, sorry. Okay. And then right palm, put that between your fingers and your palm. Bring it down. Push the elbow, lock the elbow, looking straight ahead. Push your arm with your elbow and then pointing the palm forward. Sit up straight, okay? Without turning your body, lock your elbow and then bring your left arm to the right and then come back. Relax. Sit up straight, right palm facing up, left hand between the fingers in the palm. Bring it down. Push your elbow, lock your elbow, looking straight ahead. Bring up your elbow, palm facing forward. Without turning your body, take your right arm, bring it to the left, and then come back. And then totally relax. Once again, stretch your spine, open the shoulder, relax. Right palm facing up, left palm facing down, wrist at 90 degree, open the shoulder. Now, focus on the right palm, palm facing up, push as if you're pushing the sky up, all the way up until you lock your elbow. Now, focus on the left palm, push the earth down, all the way down until you lock your elbow. Now, you bring your right arm back, you turn your head to the left until you reach the shoulder, and you keep turning your eyes as if you're looking at your back, stretching the energy lines around your eyes. Come back and then relax. The other way, open the shoulder, push left hand up, push right hand down. Now make sure you lock your elbow and your wrist is 90 degrees, okay? Now you lean back the left arm, you turn your head to the right, you reach the shoulder, you turn your eye, you keep turning your eyes until you're looking at your back. You bring your eye back, you bring your head back, and then you relax. Okay? Very relaxed. Now we're going to stretch our spine. We're going to sit up straight, open that shoulder, relax. Put the two hands together, fingers locking. Put that on the lower back. Center of the palm facing up. Okay, now turn it so the center of your palm facing down. Push down your fingers until you lock your elbow. Focus on top of your head and the center of your palm at the same time. And you push down while you're lifting up the top of the head. One up, one down. Stretch your spine as hard as you can. And then relax. Lean back the forehead so you're looking at the ceiling, 45 degree. And then you bring your arms up as hard as you can. And then relax back to the breathing. Focus on your breath. Examine your breath. See if you are doing any huffing or puffing. Just focus on your breathing, one breath at a time. Slow down your breathing. Calm your mind. Once again, open the shoulder, relax. Left hand touching your back, top of the head facing up, looking straight ahead. Take your right shoulder and lift it up as hard as you can. And then the other one. Once again, sit up straight, looking straight ahead. Lift up your left shoulder as hard as you can. And then relax back to the breathing. Always important to go from energetic to restorative. Maintain that balance. And now open the shoulder again, stretch, relax. And then the back of the right hand in the lower back, two fingers pointing the left shoulder. Right shoulder down, fingers up, and then relax. The other hand, left shoulder down, fingers up, and then take the other hand, touching the fingers, looking straight ahead, don't look down, okay? Two shoulders, right shoulder up, left shoulder down, and then relax. Change your hands. Looking straight ahead, left shoulder up, right shoulder down, and then relax. Back to the breathing. The last exercise is called the reverse Buddha. I want you to stretch your spine, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Then I want you to lean forward with the upper torso. And then I want you to lean back, but this time I want you to hold the hip in place as you lean back, forming that cavity in the lower back. Then I want you to put the palms together at that cavity, fingers pointing down, center the palm touching. Turn the fingers up, bring your hand up, the center of the palm touching, sit up straight, looking straight ahead. I want you to push forward with your palm, and then I want you to lean back, open that shoulder, maintaining the pressure. One open, one pushing forward, and then I want you to focus on your breath, maintain calmness, and then I want you to relax, completely relax. Okay, now it's time to get down on the floor. Ooh, we're running out of time. And we're going to need to continue with a joint exercise on the lower back. I mentioned how the elbow is the same as the knee, the wrist is the same as the heel, and the shoulder is the same as the hip. So we got to do all three, right? So first, the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now to the heel. Right foot first, heels up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now to the toes. The toes are the fingers, right? All right, so now we're going to stand firmly on the ground. We're going to focus on top of the head. We're going to lift up the top of the head while we're standing on the toes. We're going to maintain balance by focusing only on the top of the head. And then as we lower, we're going to impact the heel just slightly. Now, this exercise turned out to be very good for people who have lower back problem. Lower back is, in the Chinese traditional medicine, is the deficiency of the kidney energy. Okay, so second time. Yeah. One last time. Yeah. Okay. Now, this balancing act is very important to reduce your chance of having dementia. Okay. My father cannot balance anymore towards the end. Okay. The left brain and the right brain doesn't work independently. So we're going to stand on our left foot, and then we're going to kick our right foot. Focus on top of the head. Okay. Get ready. 1, come back to the top of the head, looking straight ahead. 2, 3, and then now to the right, stand on it first, balance on one foot. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now to the last joint, the most important one, which is the hip. As we age, it's easy for us to fall, and if you don't have flexibility in the hip, there's no way to restore that balance. Very important. Okay, modern people tend to fall easily as they age because they never actually use the hip that much. All right, so now we're going to stand on the right foot, putting the hands in front. We're going to bring it back. So we're forming a straight line on the left foot from the heel to the knee, to the hip, to the shoulder, and we're going to turn along the axis as hard as we can. And then we're going to move forward and relax. Looking straight ahead again. Second time. Straight ahead and then relax. One last time. Straight ahead and then relax. Now to the right hip, standing on the left foot. Bring it to the right, form a straight line, turn, forward, relax. Second time, turn, forward, relax. One last time, forward, and then relax. Okay, now we're ready for the breathing exercise, abdominal breathing exercise called the pranayama. Prana means breathe.
breathe out. Okay, the North Indians, they're more focused on breathing out than they're breathing in because they want to remove the body of all toxins. Okay, that's how they maintain the purity of the body. Okay, so pana means breathe out, stomach in, and then anapana is the opposite. Okay, so this is called pana yama. Yama means the practice of. Now we're going to stand firmly on our feet, same width as the shoulder. We're going to focus on the center of your palm. Bring it up. One. Bring it towards your body. Two. Bring it down. Lower your knees straight down like the elevator. And then four. Relax. Breathe in all the way in from one to two. Breathe out is three. And then four is just to relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Close your mouth. Okay, just use your nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Follow the hand. Breathe out. Now breathe in, cross your hand, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One last time, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Now we're going to go from energetic to restorative. We're going to go from dynamic to static. We're going to focus on the breath now, right? So we're going to just stand and focus on the breath, one breath at a time. So last few times I used the analogy of putting coins in the piggy bank, one coin at a time. And you know, when you put the coin in the piggy bank, you don't look at it again. It's gone. Forget it. Okay. So this is the same with the meditation. One breath at a time. After one breath, let it go. Ready for the next one. Okay. Recommit to the next one. Get ready. 1 minute. One breath at a time. One coin at a time. Okay. Now the next one is called balloon breathing. So right foot in the front, and you lean back. So the toes on the right foot are pointing up, and you bring up your hand. You roll your body forward so the heels on the left is up and you're looking at the floor 45 degree. And then you roll back so that you're looking at the ceiling 45 degree. And as you roll forward, you close your mouth, you take a in breath. As you open, you breathe out gently, relax, breathe in, feel the fresh air going into your system, and then feel the toxins coming out. Breathe in, breathe out. Very relaxed. Breathe in, just let your body roll forward. Breathe out, just let your body roll backward. Breathe in, breathe out. One last time. Breathe in, breathe out. Now focus on the center of your palm. Bring down your hands. And now go from the center of your palm to the bottom, center of the bottom of your feet, and then you come back one step, two step, and then you focus on your breath for 1 minute, one breath at a time, one coin at a time. Completely relax. Okay, now we're going to do the left side. Get ready. Breathe in very gently. Breathe out very gently, very mindfully. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lower your hand. One step, two step. Focus on the breath. Okay. Now, we're going to do the next one called the butterfly. You need to be relaxed and focused at the same time. Focus on the center of your palm. Bring it up and then bring it down. Lower your knee. Bring it back up. Raise your knee. Raise your heel. Stand on your toes until the back of the hands are touching. As you come down, you breathe in. As you come up, you breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. One last time. In. Out. Lower your hand. Lower your heel. Focus on your breath. 1 minute at a time. Okay. Now we get to the one called push hand. Now, also the right foot forward, but this time we don't need to lean back. We're just going to stand like this. But then we're going to imagine that there's a water wheel in front. And we're going to bring our hands from the bottom of the water wheel to about 9 o'clock, to 12 o'clock, back to 3 o'clock, and then all the way down. And then now we're going to look straight ahead and we're going to push. As you bring up, you breathe in all the way until you lower your entire body. Then you breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. breathe out. Breathe in. Focus on your hand. Breathe out. Breathe in. You're using all your joints, right? Your heel, your knee, your hip, your shoulder, your elbow, and your wrist. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, there's a trick to this. After you breathe in, you feel the air going into your lower stomach. And then when you push out, you actually feel like you're pushing with your kidney. It's very interesting. You breathe in and you push and you breathe out as if the energy comes from your kidney. Breathe in, you bring the energy all the way down, and then you push. Focus on the feeling, scanning your body, focus on your hand, feel the air cutting through your fingers, feel the air getting to your lower abdomen. Breathe out. Breathe in one last time. Breathe out. Follow the hand. 1 minute. Okay, so we're going to finish the left. Get ready. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. Wax on. Wax off. In. Out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. One last time. In. Out. Back to the standing. This is our last 1 minute standing meditation. Let's commit ourselves to focus on the breath, to focus on a breath, one breath at a time. Do that for 1 minute. Okay, so this last exercise, and this is the last one, it's called up and down. So this one is particularly designed to relieve you of something called adrenal fatigue. So when you're under stress so all the time, one of the things that happen is that if you stand up quickly or you go from a lying down position and stand up quickly, you're lightheaded. Okay, and that's why when they check your blood pressure, they check it when you're lying down, when you're sitting like this, right? Because changing your gravity, center of gravity, activate the adrenal gland, because you need to adjust for that change in altitude. But when you're under stress so much that your adrenal gland just gave up, and so that's why you get lightheadedness. So if you already have lightheadedness, that means you're suffering from adrenal fatigue. Then I'll either skip this one or I'll make sure that I have a chair next to you. Okay, but this is very good for that. And so this is very energetic. We're going to do this 3 times only. Get ready. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend your back forward and then stand up. Breathe in. Bend your back backward and then relax. Okay. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then relax. One last time. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then relax. If you could do this, congratulations. Okay, this is very important exercise. Most people, when they age, they no longer able to do that. They can't even just sit and stand up. That's why when you go to the doctor's office, um, they always ask you to just sit up. Right? All right, so we're gonna just meditate for 5 minutes on your own, and then we're gonna do a prayer together. Okay, a serenity prayer. Okay, 5 minutes. First, start with the body. Stretch, open, lean back, relax. Then you can pick your emphasis. You can just focus on the belly button. Open the stomach when you breathe in. Open the stomach, close, collapse the stomach as you breathe out. Or you can take it one step further. Circle the chi from the lower back to the top of the head. Stretch your spine. Come back to the belly button. Lean back and relax. Or you can do one step further from that, which is called the wandering dragon chasing the pearl.
Okay. All right. So Kay asked a very important question. I think I want to share that with you. It says, my mom said that she wakes up in the middle of the night with hands and feet tingling. Use her exercise a pressure point to help her relieve that. Okay. So first of all, um, our bodies um, reacts to the sun. So when the sun is out, that's when you have yang energy in your system. That's why Chinese traditionally likes to take a nap in the middle of the day, because in the middle of the day is when our heart meridians is very active. Heart is fire. So that's when you don't want to fight fire with fire. So we like to take a nap in the middle of the day. And then we wake up in the morning, have a big breakfast, and that's because our stomach meridians is active, and stomach meridian is yang, and you wanted to make sure that you're taking advantage of the sun. So in the middle of the night is when the sun is gone and you don't have any yang energy, and you're left with just yin energy, and so your circulations obviously is going to deteriorate at night. And so when you have a weak circulations, then it just can't get to these micro vessels, right? Just can't get to these micro vessels. So a couple of things that I would propose. One is that don't ask your mom to follow our Saturday exercise because it's too long, it's too much, and just have her do some, right? Now, the one that can help her are massaging the fingers. Okay, now you might say, well, how's that going to help the feet? Well, it's energy. So work on the fingers, massage the fingers. Maybe do that before she go to sleep. Massage the fingers, massage the toes, and then uh, one of the things that the Chinese people do, especially the northern Chinese when where it's cold, is that they like to soak the feet in hot water before they go to sleep. Right? They soak the hot water, and you might want to. Some people do that with some medicine, some herbal medicine. You might not need to do that. I would just buy some ginger from Costco or something and slice it, put it in the hot water, adjust the temperature so it's comfortable for her, and just let her soak her feet for maybe 20 minutes or so. Okay, that would help the circulations. The other thing that you can do is that the Chinese way of thinking about our energy systems is that even though they name it after the organ, there's a deeper meaning than just the organs. For example, I talk about the energy that we name after the kidney is actually for all your hormone. Okay, so your lymph node, your all the things that have to do with hormone, it's tied to the kidney energy, whereas the nerve system is tied to the gallbladder. So one of the things that you can do, and this, you can see, you will see this a lot in the park with the old people. They would do this, and this is the gallbladder energy line. So they would go here down to here, especially down to here, about 4 fingers above the angle is the energy point here called hanging bell. And you will find that when you do this one, it actually the toes are kind of tingling. And then just ask her to come up like this and like that, all right? So, but I think in general, just ask her to follow our exercise, not the complete hour and a half. Pick pieces, the softer ones, the more um, gentle ones, right? Especially it has to do with massage and fingers and like that, right? So joint exercise is good. Just get her into the regimen, and then the body will improve. All right. So actually, I thought about this last week because someone asked something very similar. The Western approach to health tend to be very focused on components. So they say, "Oh, my feet hurts. What can I do to relieve the pain in my feet? My stomach hurts. What do I do with that?" Right. So it's very focused on very targeted. Whereas the Eastern approach is really more about the system. It's holistic with the W. And so if you can get your energy flowing in your body, the body will heal itself, and then all these things will go away. Okay. All right. Does that help? I hope that helps. Okay, so one last word to Rebecca, who is defending her PhD dissertation next week. When I think about defending my dissertation and also all the other occasions where someone else have to defend their dissertation
in front of me or in front of my colleague. I think it's very easy for us to lose sight of the fact that when you defend your dissertations, you are the expert in your field. You are the only expert in your field. You know more than anybody else. But everybody else is going to impose their opinion on you. And this is like life, as I said, manipulation. People want to manipulate you because they want you to think like the way they think. And I always talk about how when we practice spiritually, we're on this journey. We're never lonely in this journey. There are people around us all the time telling us what to do, what to think. But you have to get used to and embrace solitude. You're the expert. You have to entertain them. You have to feel them, accept them, but you have to let it go. Understanding the journey, understanding that you have an objective in life that you want to move. And it's all about finding out who you are. And there's a whole bunch of seagulls out there trying to distract you from that journey. Okay? So stay focused, stay mindful. Whatever it is that people say next to you, whether they praise you or they criticize you, accept it and then let it go. Okay? Good luck, Rebecca. We're very proud of you. Okay, so before we leave, it's very important that we do this prayer. It's the serenity prayer. It talks about courage, talks about acceptance, and it talks about wisdom. You can do it any way you want. I like to put my hands together because this universal hand gesture symbolizes my respect, my humbleness, and my gratitude. When I say this prayer, I focus on my eyelid. I see all the black clouds on my eyelid. I understand that I have yet lots of room for improvement, but I see the light behind the dark cloud. I identify her as my creator. I call her God as I know her. I thank her for her grace. I ask only that she continue to give me courage to make this a better world, a world better than I was given. I ask only that she give me the serenity to accept my own shortcoming, to accept that there's not much I can do to really change the world, but I can change myself. I ask that I continue this spiritual journey to remove the black cloud and let the sun reveal itself. The sun is my wisdom, the wisdom to know the difference. Namaste. Okay, all right, everyone. See you next week. Be aware of the manipulation. Okay, 星期一見. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye
bye. Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Danny,
bye.
Linh.
Okay, bye bye.
Cảm ơn.
Okay, I see lots of donations. So uh, I, I I need to all the donation will go to this year will go to Bodhidharma so that it can continue to bring Dharma, loving kindness and compassion to the prisons and giving it to those who do not have a voice to speak to themselves, those who are incarcerated. Okay? All right. Thank